It was supposed to be a celebration of America's freedom. In a wealthy suburb in Chicago, people were out to celebrate the 4th of July. On this day in 1776, America adopted the Declaration of Independence. But on Monday, cheers turned into screams when a man with a high-powered rifle opened fire from a rooftop at a parade celebrating the day. 6 people have died and at least 24 wounded as of now. A person of interest has been arrested. A manhunt was launched that spanned hours following the shooting. The suspect is named Roberto Crimo. He was caught not far from the parade route, though charges have not been filed as of yet. The shooter targeted the Independence Day festivities from a rooftop using a high-powered rifle, which was later recovered at the scene. However, very little is known about his motives as of now, and the police has called the tragedy a random act of violence. As the afternoon of celebration turned into chaos, Illinois governor, speaking after the incident, called it a weekly American tradition. Listen in.
I'm furious. I'm furious that yet more innocent lives were taken by gun violence. I'm furious that their loved ones are forever broken by what took place today. I'm furious that children and their families have been traumatized. I'm furious that this is happening in communities all across Illinois and America. I'm furious because it does not have to be this way. And yet we as a nation, well, we continue to allow this to happen. While we celebrate the 4th of July just once a year, mass shootings have become our weekly, yes, weekly, American tradition.
Now, the 4th of July is a day in which towns and cities across the country hold parades and people have picnics and gather for firework displays as well. This is what Amirna Garcia was doing when the shooting occurred.
I was just scared. I was scared for my daughter, who is 6 years old. I didn't know what was going on. You know, we just heard gunshots and people running and screaming all over the place. Chairs, I remember chairs and everything was on the floor. I remember grabbing her and running with her, telling her, come on, let's go, baby, we gotta run, we gotta run. We gotta get, you know, somewhere safe.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden reacted to the shooting, saying liberty was under assault in a 4th of July speech at the White House. Listen in.
Before I left for Europe, I signed a law, the first real gun safety law in 30 years. And things will get better still, but not without more hard work together. You all heard what happened. You all heard what happened today. But each day we're reminded there's nothing guaranteed about our democracy. Nothing guaranteed about our way of life. We have to fight for it, defend it, and earn it by voting.
It was only last week that U.S. President Joe Biden had signed the first significant federal bill on gun safety in decades. But it was marred by a Supreme Court decision that ruled that Americans have a fundamental right to carry a handgun in public. Monday's shooting joined a wave of gun violence plaguing the United States. According to the Gun Violence Archive, around 40,000 deaths are caused every year by firearms in the country. And for more on this, joining us live from New York is our correspondent Susan Tehrani. Hi, Susan. Now, my first question to you is that we know that the shooting that erupted during the 4th of July parade in Illinois has killed at least 6 people. What's the latest that you can tell us on this right now?
Right. So the police have detained a person of interest, as you mentioned, and you know, his name is Robert Crimo. He's 22 years old. He was taken into custody in what police say without incident after a short car chase. and we do know that, you know, this shooting happened from a rooftop. What's more disturbing is that we now know that this person of interest had been uploading quote-unquote music videos on YouTube, very disturbing music videos, and he was some sort of rapper since he was about 11 years old, and he has an IMDb page, which is sort of a Wikipedia page for artists, and according to IMDb, his rap career had earned him something around $100,000. But what's more disturbing is that the rapper, basically released a cryptic track called Are You Awake back in October 15, 2021, and the track appears to suggest that he has planning a life-defining act that's beyond his control. The video includes drawing of a man holding a rifle against another man, and then newspaper clippings of Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated former U.S. President John F. Kennedy, and another image of a victim with bloodstains all over it. And if you see the video, extremely disturbing. You also see images of the American flag as well. So, you know, a lot of information coming out regarding this person. We also know that his father ran for the mayor of that suburban town as well at one point.
Right, Susan. Now, like you mentioned, the suspect, who's a 22-year-old boy, used a high-powered rifle during mass shootings, which again puts question on how easy it is to access a gun in the United States of America. Do you think the gun control bill, which has been passed, will make a difference moving ahead?
So Illinois has one of the most strict gun laws across the United States, the 8th most strict gun laws. It's also one of those states that has red flag laws already in place. So one has to wonder why those red flag laws were not triggered when these music videos, disturbing music videos, were online regarding this individual, and what needs to be done at that point. I think that's the question that is at the center of this. And then on the other hand, you know, we're talking about the mental illness issue that I think this new legislation that's being passed, is hoping to be passed on Capitol Hill, is hoping to address that. But ultimately, you know, the issue of gun laws and gun debate will matter if and when, you know, you really talk about a bipartisan consensus on more background checks on how these individuals can unlawfully obtain guns or not. And, you know, something like this, we still don't know what the motives were. So it's hard to tell whether or not that legislation would really help this case or cases like this or not. But again, it's extremely important to note that Illinois, again, is one of those states that was at the forefront of the gun debate and had extremely strict gun laws. But I guess the question is, why were they not implemented? What more are they waiting for?
Right, Susan, thanks for getting us up to speed on this. We will, of course, be tracking this throughout the day today. That was Susan Tehrani, live from New York. Thanks very much.